greatly blessed and highly favored, imperfect but forgiven child of God. Good day. My name is Stephen Moore. I'm the favorite nephew of number one aunt, Carolyn Alexander, and I've been asked by your pastor to give my testimony. I'm 55 years old. I've been a quadriplegic since 1984. I was in an automobile accident and broke my neck, basically paralyzing me from my shoulders down. By the grace of God, I survived that accident. I was so impacted that I couldn't even breathe on my own. I was ventilator dependent. Through His graciousness, I was able to heal to the point that I was able to get off the ventilator, breathe on my own. I have some movement of my upper extremities. Though limited, it's functional, somewhat functional for me. I'm able to drive my power wheelchair, feed myself, write, turn the pages of books, things like that, things that are simple tasks, but to me, make the difference between daylight and dark. At the time of my accident, I was a very lost soul, very lost person, very self-destructive. Had God not had the grace to save me, I'm certain that I would be a person in hell now. I was so lost. But by His grace, He saved me and He healed me, and I was able to resume my relationship with Him. I initially became a Christian when I was in my teenage years, early. Of course, as often happens, the lure of the world and the flesh pulled me away from that relationship with Him. That all changed for good in 2005 when I had a bout of blood poisoning. I had been in to the hospital to have some kidney stones busted up with lithotripsy, and it was supposed to be a simple outpatient procedure. I had the procedure done and woke up in recovery and went home, and by the time I got home, I was almost in a coma. Those stones were full of poison, and the urologist, of course, had no idea, no way to know that. But whenever those stones were busted, that poison went right out of those stones and into my blood system. I lay in intensive care for 2 weeks, right on the edge of death. God pulled me away from that edge. He saved me. Then, as I lay recovering from that illness, one night, one of the spirits of God came to me and told me that I would either, from then on, serve Him or He was washing His hands of me. Speak of a wake-up call. From that time on, I determined and dedicated that I would follow Him, serve Him, and never again turn my back on Him. That has been the greatest, most wonderful decision that I've ever made in my life. You might look and see a paralyzed man in a wheelchair and think, well, what can he do to serve God? What possible difference could he make? And not of my own power, but through God, by God working through me, and me questioning too always, what can I do? What am I doing? How am I going to serve you? Because, my opinion is that if we're still walking, if we're still living, if we're still breathing, there's some purpose that God has for us, that we are serving, and that He is not finished with us serving. With my situation, I could feel sorry for myself. Woe is me. I've got it so bad. this and that, but that's not the case. I am so blessed. Blessed, number one, because I am forgiven. Not because of anything I've done, but because of what Christ did for me on that cross. And because God has that plan for all of us, any of us who will come to the cross. Surrender ourselves, confess, repent, and walk with Him. And there's no more wonderful, greater blessing than to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. No, it does not eliminate and remove the problems of this world, but it certainly makes those problems livable. And it pulls us through those problems victoriously. I am Steve Moore. Thank you for having me. Thank you for listening. May God richly bless you. And if you are not in that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, I can only implore you that you would seek Him while you still can, while He is still there. That will be the greatest decision that you will ever make in your life. God bless.